Did I... Okay, that's just to break the fall, but I don't think that actually alerted any AIs or anything like that. Meh! Meh! Head crabbies! Did not see those coming. Come on, minor fracture detection. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, morphine administered. We get it, suit. So this is kind of where we don't face any more grunts for a little bit, because we're going to be fighting a whole bunch of aliens instead. And eventually we see grunts versus aliens. Spoiler alert. But until then, we're just going to deal with a bunch of head crabs and stuff first. Wouldn't it be cool? I don't know. This wasn't in the first game, but what if they put head crab grunts in? That would be awesome. They'd be like the Zombine. And I totally would love that in this mod. And they should... If they didn't do that, I'm going to be a little bit disappointed because they have no reason not to. I don't know the geometry of this level at all. So this is all of a sudden become completely blind for me. This is... Uh-oh. Did I hear the hound eye? I don't know what I'm hearing right now, but I'm hearing bullets. So we're going to pop into this vent because vent's safe. Nothing bad can ever happen to me in a ventilation shaft, right? And something totally went down that ramp. And I see blood. Something here is deadly. Huh. I can hear the grunts talking a little bit to each other. Oh well. Let's see if I can sneak around and get one of them. Yep, there's a second one down there too. Yep, ow, ow. Should probably dodge, but it doesn't really matter because you can't dodge a bullet. Whatever. There's a lot of my blood over there. All my armor's gone. Might as well save, right? Seems to make perfect sense. School's theater group. You had a, was this a high school? Or was this I mean, if you say it's a theater troupe, that definitely sounds like to me like it was a high school. In which case, if you had a high school that did Phantom of the Opera, then they were a badass group of high schoolers. That's amazing.
So much for the government. Their idea of containment.
Hey, aren't we government employees? We're proceeding with the project?
Say you were part of what went wrong. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's true.
If anyone can end this catastrophe.
Shotgun! Shotgun! Oh, thank God, the shotgun. This is totally not in the original game, but finally, the shotgun! Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is great. This gun is so good against, like, pretty much all of the enemies in the game that you face that are tough.
You might be able to worm your way through the old tunnels to track down
okay, so this is where this guy mentions that we're going to be going over to the Lambda facility.
You can trust all of us.
Yeah. So the Lambda facility is basically where the scientists become all Gordon Freemans and they all get guns and stuff like that and they do cool shit. And to get there, we have to go through a lot of very, very roundabout stuff. Considering I'm about to get a bunch of health, I assume that I'm about to enter a horribly difficult combat segment. So let's go ahead and take advantage of all this stuff while we do it. High school, he did Avenue Q this year. That's cool. That's cool. Big Bird said you must have found a hell of a high school. Yeah, yeah. The most crazy thing I ever saw high school do was a production of Les Miserables, which, I mean, it blew my mind that they would even attempt such a thing. Just completely crazy. High school kids. Whatever. Cool to see, though. It was really cool. So, Surface is out. Yeah, boss fight. I don't think we're going to face any bosses unless they add it in anymore, because we're... For one, there's only 3 bosses in the game, and we are nowhere near any of them. But I think I might be at the end of the chapter. This wasn't Surface Tension. This was the one about hostiles, something like that. So I think we're going to be entering On a Rail? No. On a Rail is the chapter after this one. This is the one... Blast Pit. Oh, ho, ho. Yeah, I didn't recognize what we were doing exactly. Blast Pit. I guess you could argue that there's a boss in Blast Pit. I don't know. Y'all will see it soon enough. It's a really, really interesting little segment. And this is 100% different from what I remember. Oh, crap. It's one of those guys. Ah, damn it, he got me with a little bit of a splash. But I only took 1 point of damage there, so not a big deal. Let's pop him, and run. And I took a little bit more damage there. Not too bad, not too bad. Let's pop him. Okay, killed the bull squid. So I took 1 point of health damage and 6 points of armor damage. I think there's a thing about the bull squids is that if you have armor, their damage is greatly reduced. But if you are unarmored, you take a lot more damage otherwise. At least I seem to remember something to that effect. What the hell is that sound effect? That was weird and kind of creepy. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is actually fairly creepy because, for one, it's Half-Life, and I find Half-Life to be a pretty creepy game. But this is also Half-Life I don't know, so it's like as creepy as if I was playing this game for the first time and I had no idea what was going on at any given point. So there's a ladder up here. Okay, it's a good thing I came back here. I picked up a little bit of extra armor. So I'm a little bit of a loss for which direction I'm supposed to go. I think I pressed a button, and that opened security door. Well, worst comes to worst is I jump down there, but I feel like if I do that, I'm going to take any damage. There we are. Yeah, so that way I avoid taking any damage and good stuff happens. So elevator might be where we want to go. I'm going to just quickly look around a little bit more before committing to anything like any permanent areas in case there's armor or health in this area. Just gonna quickly press E a couple of times. I don't... Huh. What's that? I have no idea what that little fairy dust is over there. Really curious to see what that's about. I would also like to not be clipping through the terrain so much. There we are. I get the feeling that if I take the elevator, I'm going to wind up in the same direction as if I were to take where I'm going right now, but I get the benefit of a couple grenades, so probably this is going to drop me out right onto the elevator, and we'll just continue on from there. Are you serious? Well, whatever. I'll just continue onward. I don't care. Take the damage. Whatever. I'll just skate through this on my amazing skills. Creepy music is ensuing, and oh, this works out. But let's see if I can actually get off the. Okay, so I press E to get off of the ladder. I remember that from accidentally doing that at some point. The fairy dust is meant to be dust motes in a shaft of light. Maybe then why was it green? It looked like poison fairy dust. I don't know. Okay. Just quickly scanning the area, making sure I don't see anything that's going to try and kill me, though I'm sure it's there. There's going to be plenty of stuff that's going to attempt to kill me. This area reeks of there's going to be hound eyes, and you know what? There are going to be hound eyes. I remember this entire segment. So what do I need to do? I need to get on this cart, and the cart will take us through that whole area. And there's going to be hound eyes that appear on the left and right. To kill the hound eyes, I'm going to use the shotgun, because that will be probably what I imagine to be the most effective in terms of aiming and stuff. And what I'm going to do is increase throttle to max. So we hit E to mount to get on there, and I'm going to hit W and just keep that as the highest speed I can, such that I can figure out where all the hound eyes are. And oh right, I don't actually need to shoot them if they're dead in front of me. I will just kill them by virtue of the fact that I run into them. So there's a hound eye up there. We'll get him. In theory. Okay, wow, that didn't even do any damage to him. Well, let's quash him with the thing and dismount before we hit that. And for whatever reason, I appear to be permanently crouched. I am no longer crouched. Perfect. We will need to jump across a lot of this crap, and probably, if I were to guess, based on my video game knowledge and the fact that green stuff, by and large, has been fairly poisonous in this game, considering it's been barfed at me and, I don't know, fairy dusted at me, gonna go ahead and assume that green means bad, and you can also hear the infamous little Half-Life 2 Half-Life Geiger counter going on. So that route's a bust. That pipe looks pretty promising, and I might have dropped onto a segment in which I cannot get back up there. So let's hop through there. Okay, that works. get on top of these boxes, get over here. This thing is going to collapse, I assume. So we'll just dash and jump and just try to get through that whole segment as fast as possible. Okay, it didn't actually collapse, but I got to look cool instead. We need to go into that gaping hole in the pipe, which will carry us where exactly? I don't know. Oh, crap. Okay.